everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Koaty, and this is Koaty Sum.
So today we're going to talk about how long should you wait before opening up your relationship? Because we have gotten this question a couple times. And to me, our relationship is technically not open, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's open, but some people would classify it as open.
Yeah,
so
we
depends
actually
on your definition.
we looked it up once, and there are, opinions that say open is when you do things when you're not together, or is open just if you hook up with anybody at all.
Right. So for us, it's the latter. We only play with other people together. So whether that men, MSM, men who sleep with men.
Men.
Just learned that on We're Here last night. Men.
Dinks.
Dinks. Double income, no kids. And so for us, we don't have any plans to hook up with people separately. And we wanted to talk today about our dynamic and the timeline of when we met to when we first did hook up with someone else. Because people ask about that all the time. Like, when should you do it? What should the conversation look like? And I think it has to be about what you're comfortable with, and every relationship's gonna be a little different. So today we're just gonna talk about what worked for us.
I came into this relationship thinking I wasn't really someone who wanted to bring people into our relationship. But
Were you a little terrified?
I wasn't terrified. I didn't stress myself out a lot about it. I didn't want to lose you, but I didn't want to feel like someone didn't like me and liked you, or you know what I mean? That sort of.
Oh, so some of it was going into situations where it could possibly happen where they only like one of us and someone feels left out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a common fear too, and it does happen a lot, especially if you are in a relationship where the partners look different. You know, you might have like an older daddy or version of someone, and they're dating someone who's more on the twinkish side, so they might attract different people, so different body types, all of that. So and it's bound to happen. I mean, it's definitely happened to us where you can tell that someone's into one of us more than the other. So but I had experience in doing it from my past relationships, so I knew it can be a scary road to go down. Like, it can be nerve-wracking, but it can also be really exciting and fun, and something that I figured we would do if we were, dating seriously and we built that foundation. Yeah,
but I brought that up because I want to say that if you're feeling that way, if you're in a relationship and you're feeling that way, and your partner does want to bring people in, as your relationship gets stronger and you guys find your footing with things, it just became I was like, oh, okay, just fun, like a fun thing to do. Like, those fears and that stress kind of went away on their own. But yeah, and that's why we don't say what we're doing is the best or the only choice. Some people, their relationship works better if they are hooking up separately than together. But this works well for us. Usually when we do bring in a third, they are interested in us about the same, because we are kind of built the same and all that, and our type of men are pretty much the same. Yeah. So the guys that we are into,
Yeah, that also,
which is a big deal.
We talked to some of our couple friends that haven't done it yet, and they're like, well, my partner's attracted to this kind of guy, and I'm attracted to this kind of guy, so it's like finding a middle ground of a guy that we're both attracted to.
Yeah, so, think of if you have a hairy daddy top and a smooth twink bottom, and that's their types. If they open up and want to bring a third in, are they bringing in a hairy top daddy or a smooth twink bottom?
And that's just kind of extreme on the spectrum to just give kind of a clear example of that. Of course, there's so many different body types and all of that, but
our biggest difference is our hair color.
Yeah. You're prettier than me. Anyways, I also like addressing this topic and being open about it, because we do still get some comments where it's like, oh, gays don't know how to be monogamous, and oh, they must not love each other, or they must not, be into each other, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. At the end of the day, our intimacy is the most exciting thing for me, and that's just cherry on top. Yeah. And there are so many different kinds of love and ways to love. And also to expect your partner to be able to satisfy you 100% all the time and fulfill all your fantasies, that's just a lot to put on another person.
Especially when you're aging.
Everyone brings something a little new to the table, so I just, for me, I view it as our little sex toy for the night.
Yeah.
Not that I want to treat anyone like an object, but you know, they come into it knowing that, hey, we are a couple and we're all just here to have fun. You know, we're not even looking for a regular, something that's regular or happening all the time, or where there's any sort of emotional attachment. There's no emotional attachment going into these things.
Yeah.
And that's just our dynamic.
We stay in touch with some of the people and some we don't.
Yeah.
And
most of them we stay in touch with, and most
Yeah.
we become friends with. And we definitely have some of our faves. And don't ask me if it's you.
And we definitely talked about it a few times before it actually happened, and
Yeah.
just wanted it to happen organically. Like we weren't gonna go on Grindr and like find someone. So it was probably like almost a year into our relationship when it finally happened.
Yeah, so
And-
that is how long we waited.
Yeah.
How long should you wait? That really is just going to
We
depend
probably
on you.
started talking about it, 8 months in.
No, I think it was even sooner. I think
Six.
we were talking about it like right after you moved in, of just like, hey, eventually I would love for us to try this. And I remember lightly bringing it up a lot and trying to open up the discussion. And I think that definitely, looking back and knowing you better now, I see that, like, yeah, of course you were apprehensive and in your own way trying not to act terrified or jealous, and trying to be as open-minded as you could, and I think you did an amazing job at that, because at the time it just felt like we were having conversations.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to push it because I didn't ever want you to think that I like needed it, in the sense of like, if we don't do this, we can't be in a relationship, or if you don't give this to me.
I never felt that way.
Yeah, but and I didn't want you to, because that's not what it was.
It is funny because we did talk a lot about like how, bring someone in organically, but for a while we were like, but it's not we didn't want to bring in someone like that I hooked up with or that he hooked up with already.
Yeah.
Because we just had certain feelings about that. But the first person we ended up hooking up with was someone that I did hook up with previously.
Yeah.
But
which
you
was
knew-
fine.
Which is fine.
I knew.
But at first we did have apprehensions about that. But then after that, we're like, oh, that was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't care about that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty much about a year. So we had a year building our relationship, our foundation. We lived together already. We had taken trips together. We had met each other's family. So, our relationship was very solidified and not going anywhere. So there wasn't, on my end, a worry of like, oh, we're going to go hook up with someone and he's going to want to leave me for that person or whatnot. So, numerous talks. And then after it happened, then we talk about the experience and how exciting it was. And then it's, okay, did anything make us feel uncomfortable? Did we not like something, or was there something maybe we should do differently? And our first time, there actually really wasn't. We really just enjoyed the experience overall. It was a lot of fun.
If you're watching.
And but there's still definitely been times where we have to put ourselves in check. Like, I know there's definitely times where for myself, have, like, looking back, been like, whoa, I was a little too into that situation and I wasn't paying attention to how my partner was feeling, or like I got a little too into it, or you get a little too involved in bringing that to the table, to where it's like, okay, let's take a step back and like, we need to focus on our relationship and not get lost in it.
Yeah, don't expect that, like, you're still gonna get jealous once in a while.
Yeah.
It's just human nature, you know? And I think the big part about that is just communicate with your partner about those feelings, and don't let them build and turn into resentment. Because that gets very toxic, and that's pretty important.
Yeah. I think it's like anything, if you, I don't know if this is a good analogy, but I'm going to say it, and maybe if I don't like it, we can take it out. But like with anything like partying or eating sugar or anything, like, if you do it the right amount, it's really fun. And if you do it in excess, like, it can be a big problem on your health or mental health.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with that. Like, I think if we were like trying to do it multiple times a week, on the weekends, it'd be like, well, wait, I would start to feel, where's our relationship? So, there's definitely a balance.
Yeah. But it was even, and I know for those of you who know we have an OnlyFans, it was even just recently we started bringing people into our OnlyFans just a few months ago.
Collaborations have happened. You should go check them out.
So, that we've had OnlyFans for 3 years, and we just started doing collabs with people.
Yeah.
But before that, we've always brought thirds and stuff in. We
Yeah.
just weren't filming it.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to be for every relationship, and there are there's endless ways you can open up your relationship in my mind, and it's just got to be what works best for you and your relationship, and just being open and honest about your needs and how you feel. But I think it can be such a fun release, like watching your partner enjoy that experience. Like that's just so hot and exciting. And so I just so wholeheartedly disagree with people that are like, well, if you're doing that, like you just must not really love each other, and
I'm not sure.
And that, oh, typical gays, blah blah blah. Because I know a lot of gay open relationships, and I do know my fair share of ones that are like not open. So you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to judge a relationship for being monogamous, and no one should judge someone else's relationship for being polyamorous or open.
Yeah, but if you have any questions specifically about it, just let us know. As the partner who maybe was more hesitant on it, my advice would be just don't take it personally if your partner wants to talk about something like this, because it's nothing about your relationship, and it's something about you not giving them what they need or satisfying them. It is just another level.
Yeah.
It means just taking your relationship to another level, honestly, in my opinion. So.
Level 10, level 16.
Level up, level up.
Level 69.
That's what Sierra's singing about. That's all I have.
So, should we get on Grindr?
No.
Well, that's all we got. Have a happy new year. This video is actually probably coming out in 2023, so I hope you all had an amazing new year, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Bye.